Here we go. Okay, so first of all, while we were on the retreat, I just kind of kept having this like nagging thought in the back of my head of just, Lauren, these girls deserve more from you. They just deserve more from you. And it wasn't that like I was giving myself a hard time unnecessarily, but I had just at the retreat, I had literally just hit this point where I was not, food didn't make me sick anymore, but I was still stuck in that habit of like, but I haven't been eating that much protein and now I don't want it. Now I only want the carbs. And so there was just a lot of things, a lot of like just a big mental game in my head. And showing up for my workouts consistently again was something I was craving. And so on the way home, I was like, hey, like, what if I just like start hardcore again, like right now? Like, what if I just do that? What if I basically put myself in a mindset boot camp for the next couple of weeks and just see what happens? And I was very scared because I was pregnant and I had a lot of excuses and I was coming out of a lot of, just like really negative, toxic like mindsets that I had developed. Just, when you're sitting on the couch too much and you're not feeding your mind and you're not doing the things, a lot of toxic things just start to creep in. Like maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe this is as far as my team goes, or maybe no one else wants to join me and we're done. And blah, blah, blah. Just all these dumb things that were not true. But the good news is because of Beachbody, because I know personal development even exists now, because I know that fitness got me out of a rut in the first place, I was like, hey, I know where to start. Let's start with fitness. And so I devoted every single day to reading this book because it's been on my shelf for months and I want to be done with it, honestly. Like I want to read this book. And another thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to like do a workout and like actually stick with it and not just skip around like I was doing, because that drains me and I don't enjoy that. And I wanted to eat on my meal plan again because I knew I wasn't eating enough food. I needed more food. And oddly, not eating enough food, I was gaining more weight than I was if I had been eating the right way. So I was just like, nope, I'm done. Like I'm literally on the way home. Like after I dropped Angela off, I stopped at Target. I got my kids some Easter candy for their Easter baskets the next morning. And I also grabbed some they were organic, but organic animal crackers. And I like ate half the box and I was like, what? Where did this person come from? That's not who you are. You know better. Made me feel like crap, which is what the reason I didn't want to do it in the first place. And so that was kind of the kick in the pants. Like I'm always going to look at animal crackers as my kick in the pants now, because that was my moment. Like you have to have those like low moments to like really see like, oh shoot, like I do need to do something. So started 80-Day Obsession. I'm going to get into that in just a second, but I did finish this book and I'm so excited because basically what I want to go over tonight are the 6 habits that he talks about. So I don't know if you can see him from here, but this is Brendon Burchard. He actually spoke at Summit, I want to say 2 years ago, but now that COVID's happened twice, it's like 4 years ago. And he was just really good. And he wasn't super, like he didn't have this crazy wow factor, but you could just tell he knew what he was talking about. And in this book, just to give you a really quick background so we can get into what we're going to get into, he didn't just like write, oh, like here's a motivational book. Like he actually does, he like runs scientific data on people who are by their numbers and by their output and by their success are high performers. And so he has actually been able to find high performers within their fields, run all these tests, all these surveys, and figure out what it is that sets them apart more than just like, an occasional like, yeah, like let's do this, or like, just those moments that we have in life, but like what makes a high performer and keeps them there. And so I say all that to say, I tried to read this book a long time ago and it just didn't hit right. Like I wasn't there mentally. So there's going to be moments tonight when I am presenting where you're going to be like, that means nothing to me. And that's okay. Like you're not there yet. But there's going to be a few things that are going to hit like right where you are tonight. So just take what you can get. And then if you're like super intrigued, just buy the book. I will say this is the first time, and I think this is my problem. This is the first time the actual book in terms of PD was better than the audiobook. Because usually with PD books, the audiobook's way better because you get like the author's inflection and stuff. If you're trying to do the audiobook of this, it was not good. I did not enjoy it, but I love the actual written book. So here we go. Here are the 6 things he talks about. And they, well, where's my slides? And I loved them. And I'm going to kind of go into my mindset shift as I'm giving this because it all goes hand in hand. Okay, let me get our faces out of the way. Okay, so the first thing he was talking about, which a lot of this we've talked about as a team even before I read this book, because a lot of it is just things that we know are true. So the first habit that he talked about high performers having. So like tonight on this call, my goal for you in going over these habits is not just so we like, I'm not trying to just say, okay, well, what can I talk about to fill the time? I want you to walk away knowing like that you're going to serve people better and that you're just going to be better. And I know that sounds like, you know, oh, Lauren just tells her team to be better, but I am. I'm telling you guys, I know if you're on this call, you can be and you will be if you put forth that effort. And so don't just take these things lightly tonight. Like I really want to challenge you to decide like if you are really lacking in one of these areas, then you need to level up, like honestly. So here we go. Seeking clarity is habit number 1. So envision the future. We talk about this all the time. That's vision. Envision the future. Set clear intentions for who you want to be each day. And what I love about how he words this, it's not like some far off vision. Who do you want to be in the next 10 minutes? Like I'm sitting here on this call, and for the next 30 minutes, like I want to be the leader that you guys have prayed for in your life. Like I want to be someone that pours into people and serves you guys and meets you where you're at. That's going to change the way that I give this entire presentation just by doing that. Another thing that you want to talk about, and this, he is just talking in general in this book, but I'm going to try to give it to you from a coach perspective here as well. And also just because it's where I'm at from a mom perspective, a wife perspective, a daughter, all these, I mean, you can do this in any perspective. You can be a high performer across all boards. Determine the feeling you're after. Now, this one really rocked my world. What feeling do you want to bring to your clients? Like genuinely, I mean, this can go for posting. This can go for your Instagram, your Facebook audience. This can go for your challenge groups. What feeling do you want them to walk away feeling when they interact with you in any capacity? Whether that's reading your posts or watching your stories or watching your lives in your groups. What is the feeling that you want to bring to them? And I've been using it as a mom here recently because my attitude has sucked. And I have been saying, okay, Lauren, you're getting ready to homeschool John. What kind of feeling do you want to bring to the table whenever you guys sit down? Seriously, when this is done today, how do you want to feel after this encounter? And it has totally changed the way that I approach things. It's changed the way that I talk to him, that we work through conflict when we have it. It's been awesome. And so it's also helped me a lot with how I'm messaging my clients as well. Also, this is just basic, again, with clarity, but I want you to define what is meaningful to you. So like this is hard because this takes a lot of self-awareness. But like if you see me talking about a Success Club trip and that's like nothing you care about, then that's not meaningful to you. What about this business is meaningful to you? Like to me, that Success Club trip was very, very meaningful to me because Josh and I, we didn't have a shot at going on a vacation together, especially somewhere that nice for like another decade, because it was just, we had so much debt. We had so many bills coming in. We didn't have any financial freedom in terms of like taking time off for him. And so that was meaningful to me to be like, I earned us a trip that we didn't have to pay for. So it was a huge deal. And when that boat, which I've only gotten to actually go on one of them, but when that boat took off from the shore, like I was waterworks because of what that meant for me and Josh that day. So another thing, like, what about here's another thing too. For me, I have been reawakened to another thing that's meaningful to me is getting my clients results. Like Angela posted that picture today. I don't know if you saw her Instagram feed, but y'all need to go give her a shout out. And Emily posted a picture today of her transformation over, I think, about a year's time. And I was like sobbing. Like, you guys, that is personally meaningful to me that you see results. And like, not just my clients, but you as coaches, you're my clients too. And so that is personally meaningful to me. So I'm going to put more passion behind helping my coaches see results. And that part of that comes with you seeing results, but we'll get to that in a second. All right. His next habit, I hate these slides, I can't ever figure them out, is generating energy, which I was obviously very low on this at the beginning of the year. I did not have actual energy, because when he's talking about energy, like, he literally means physical and mental and emotional energy. So the first thing is releasing tension and setting intention. If you guys are running from one thing to another, you are going to burn out, okay? And that happens to a lot of coaches. They go hard, hard, hard. They see a little bit of success, but we all know that this business is a long game. And so you go hard, hard, hard. You have so much tension. You're not aware of that. And then you burn out and you're like, I can't do this. I can't do this to my family. I can't spend all this time on this, blah, 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 blah. And you get all up in your head and then you burn out. What this means is you need to have a set system that works for you and not against you. You need to schedule your day. You need to figure out a time that works best for you to work this business, where it's not going to get in the way of your family. It's not going to get in the way of other things you need to do, your other jobs, your other responsibilities. But then on top of that, which I've heard this multiple times from multiple coaches, is that you don't need to work more than 45 minutes at a time on this business. I know that sounds really weird, but if you're going to do a power hour, you're really only going to do 45 minutes, and then you're going to take a 15-minute break, and then you can come back. But you really don't need to work this business more than 45 minutes in one setting, because that is when you start to build tension and you start to lose clarity and focus. So when you feel that tension, when that 45 minutes is up, transition into something like go get a cup of coffee, or go get a bottle of water and go drink it, go take a bathroom break, and then come back, go play with your kids, and then come back. Like, do something to break that up and then come back and sit back down. Number 2 is bringing the joy, which I love this one. Like, I love when people like just put things like right in my face and I can't ignore it. And it's, you're responsible for the energy that you bring to any situation. If your Instagram sucks, guess whose fault that is? If your challenge group suck, guess whose fault that is? If your marriage sucks, guess who's 50% responsible for that? Like, you are responsible for the energy that is generated or that you bring to any relationship that you have. When we're talking about this business, we're talking about who, like, you're going to bring that energy for your coaches, and you're going to bring that energy for your clients. So, like, are you doing that? Honestly, gut check. Are you doing that for people? Or, like I was at the beginning of the year, are you barely showing up? Are you doing the bare minimum so that you can cross it off your list and it sucks the life out of you and you're burning out and you're not having any fun with it? Gut check. Because that's just something that you have to have energy for. Now, this last one, optimizing health. Like, it's funny that this is what all high performers do, and that it's literally our job. So we get a win-win here, because it's like, oh, well, this is part of my job. I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys that if you are not taking our products seriously, and what that means is your health, because our products all center around your personal health. If you're not taking those seriously, people notice and they don't come to you. So an example that I have is myself. Let me talk about myself. Let me throw myself under the bus here really quick. Oh gosh. So beginning of the year, I was gonna do the 9-week Control Freak, but then it was not gonna be good for my joints. I could already tell that, and that's still a decision that I think was a good decision. But I was like, oh, I'll just do, like bar here and 10 minutes here and blah, 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 blah. And I didn't even go, like, I was just like very lax on things. And then when those symptoms started to ease up, I was like, okay, well, maybe I could do something, but I'm, like also maybe I'll just rest. Like maybe I'll just keep, doing what I'm doing. And people saw that. Like I couldn't even invite because I felt like such a fraud, you know? I wasn't excited about fitness and health. I wasn't excited about a meal plan. And I was definitely not excited about the way my body was starting to look. Like I was truly starting to gain weight. And you can like always say, oh, well, like you're pregnant, so you have that excuse. Like you can throw that at people all day long, but deep down we all know, like, no, you don't. You still know better. I still knew better. And so like I said, on the way home from the retreat, I was like, I'm getting my freaking act together. I'm going to do a program that I know I'm going to love, that I have committed to before. That is my jam, my soul program. I don't care how hard it is, I will modify, but I'm going to finish the stupid thing. Like it's almost to a point where you just draw a line in the sand and you're like, hey, I'm tired of feeling like a fraud and feeling like I can't invite to things because I'm not getting my own results. I don't feel good. I'm not even excited about what I do. And I'm just honestly going to dish that right at you guys, because if you're not being a product of the product, like you don't have a business. You just don't. And I say that in all humility because I'm only 3 weeks back into being a product of the product again for this year. And so I decided to commit to 80-day obsession. I'm doing the Plan C time nutrition meal plan that goes with it, and I'm doing it hardcore. I've had literally not one cheat, even through Easter and through a birthday with cookie cake. So much yummy cookie cake that I love. I didn't even have one piece of it. And Snickers ice cream bars. They had those there, and I wanted them so bad, but I didn't even like touch it. I ate a bowl of strawberries and blueberries. So but guess how wonderful I feel. Just take a guess. And guess how strong I feel. Was it worth giving up those things? Yes, 1,000 times yes. And my stories are engaging again. Like people are actually interacting. I'm posting my results on a weekly and almost even bi-weekly basis now because I'm so excited about my own results that I can't not share them. You need to work so hard on your health. And I don't mean this in an obsessive, like unhealthy mental way. You guys know what I'm talking about. But you need to be so serious about your results that you can't not share them because you're so excited. I kid you not, I keep texting Angela and Carly my before and afters like every single day. And I'm like, look at this one, look at this one. And I'm probably driving them bonkers, but I'm literally that excited that I have to share somebody, but I just like only let myself share on social media a couple of days a week because I don't want to look obsessive to other people. But I'm like genuinely super pumped to see some serious results from this. Oh, hold on. Someone's in the waiting room. So I want to gift, like I wish I could just be like, here, like do this too, you guys. You need this just like I needed this. And like I want you to do that. Like I want you to take your results seriously. And some of you were there. Like I'm gonna be honest, there's people on this call where I'm like, you are taking those results seriously, and I see that. And even though you don't feel like there's a big difference in your before and afters from week to week at this point, still keep sharing them. Still keep being excited about them, because even being excited about like consistency and maintaining is still something worth sharing. Okay. Do not stop sharing your progress. Do not stop being excited about your progress. Because that is what I mean. My inviting everything is going so much smoother because I'm excited. That energy is so important. Moving on. The next habit, there's only 6 of them, so we're halfway through, is raising necessity, which a lot of these at first when I was like, these all sound the same, Brendan. But they're not. They're all a little bit different. So in raising necessity, like who is this necessary for in terms of you being a high performer? Like you are going to show up. You are going to, and I say you're going to show up, but you're going to position yourself like a leader. From this point on, if you're on this call right now, you are not a follower anymore. You are not part of team blah, 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 Team United Legacy, team whatever. You're not part, you have your own team. You've started your own team. You founded it. What's its name? You're a leader. You're going to position yourself as such. When you start having results, you are able to help people. And I'm talking like 1 pound. When you've lost 1 pound or 1 inch or fit in one bikini bottom that you were trying, like, you are now qualified. Congratulations. If you finish one workout, you are now qualified to help lead someone to finish one workout. You are now qualified to help someone lose their 1st pound because you've done it. Okay. So I want you to position yourself as a leader. What are you qualified to help people do now? All right. And so now let's transfer that. You're going to start talking like a leader. You're going to start thinking like a leader, and you're going to start doing the crap a leader does, right? A lot of coaches make the joke, do your crap. Do your crap. You're going to start doing that because you're a leader now, and that's the things leaders do, is they do their crap. So you need to know who needs your A game. And this goes, again, across all boards. Your clients, all right? Who needs your A game? And the way that Brennan describes this is like, let's say you're sitting down and you're getting ready to check your messages at the end of the day. And you're tired, and like Samantha Rosenthal says, like, your eyes are bleeding and you just want to like go to bed. Who at that moment needs your A game? Those people in your inbox, they came to you for a reason. They didn't like grab their phone, go to the app, type a question and hit send just because it felt like fun. They needed you. They have a question for you, or they want to say something to you. So they need your A game. You're going to give them your A game at that moment. When you are inviting to people, so let's say you click on someone's profile, you're like, she'd be a good coach. You are going to give her the best invite she's ever going to get from any other human. You are not just going to copy and paste. You're going to give her keep a structure. It's a big deal to keep a inviting structure, but you are not going to just copy and paste something that you just sent someone else. You are going to give that girl the very best invite that is personalized because she deserves that. When you have a client that has amazing results, you're going to share those results because that person needs your A game. They need that recognition. They need everything that you are saying that you're going to do to serve them. They need your A game. So I feel like I've exhausted that. Let's move on. Affirm the why. Okay. We've talked about this ad nauseum, but you need to every morning be reading your vision. You need to read it out loud. Read your why every single day. And I genuinely do. Like, when I open my binder, if someone's around, I just kind of whisper it, but I still say it out loud. Like, I am a leader. One of the things in my vision is I see my team in Punta Cana, and there are now like 5 registered coaches within our team that is going to Punta Cana next year. And I see myself being a leader that my team deserves. Like, I say these things out loud every single morning. Number 3 on this one is leveling up your squad. You know what's really cool about Beachbody? You create your squad. If you don't like the people that you're recruiting, which, not that I would never not like someone that I'm recruiting, but if you're like, man, like, they're just not hard workers, or they're just like, what am I doing wrong? Level up your game. And so in one sense, you're going to level up your game. You're going to model that for them. But number 2, you're going to recruit. You're now going to say, okay, well, I've been recruiting people that don't want to do the work. So now when I'm talking about coaching, I'm going to talk about how hard the work is. And so you're going to, leveling up your squad is attracting your squad. You're going to attract people that are not afraid of hard work. You're going to attract people that want financial freedom. You are going to attract people, fill in the blank with your own thing there. That is something that you need, people that you need to be around. So in the same breath, which I say this so carefully, but if there are people in your circle who are in your face making fun of you for doing this, those are not nice people. I didn't initially, there were some MLMs that my friends joined that I didn't like necessarily, but I was not talking bad about them for doing something that they felt was right for their family. or I was not, like calling my friend, did you see so and so join this? Like if that was what they felt was right for their family, even though I didn't like necessarily the views behind that MLM or whatever it was, like it's not my personal decision. So if you have people giving you a hard time for getting healthy and helping other people get healthy, probably need to have a conversation with them, or honestly, you can just let it slide off your back and then go find your people. I know sometimes you have your own husbands that have that, sometimes your own husbands are going to give you a hard time about it. I highly recommend listening to Melanie Mitro's podcast on that because he was the worst. He was a butthole. But then also, like, you're allowed to still pursue your dreams and ignore what those people are saying about you, even if they're family and friends that you can't just cut off. Okay. Because I'm not telling you to cut off people, but you can cut off their thoughts and their attitudes and say that those don't have any bearing on you. And then you get to go find your squad. Like for me, some of my friends kind of came with me, and some of them are still not doing anything with their lives, really, hardly at all. So, like, you just have to do what is best for you and your family and not worry about what the people are saying. All right, habit 4, increasing productivity. Let me get the chat out of the way here. Okay, this one's another toe stepper on her. You need to increase the outputs that matter. So when it pertains to our business, like Brendan has his own thing he talks about here, but when it pertains to our business, those outputs that matter are being a product of the product. Again, if you don't have a before and after you're excited about, you're not going to share it. And then so the second thing is you're going to share being a product of the product, and then you're going to invite. And the funny thing is these are all like connected. If you're not doing the first thing, the other two things are going to suck. Like you're not going to have fun doing those because you're not getting your own results. So you have to these are the things that matter in this business. If you ever listen to any coaches talk on team calls or national wake up call, they'll say the actions that move our business forward. Like you'll hear that all the time. These are those things. And it's the things on the business activity tracker, which if you're doing your business activity tracker, because I've noticed like this is kind of, it's a little bit deceiving if you're doing it from your phone, on the online thing. It's like, oh, 79%, I did 79% today. But that other, like, that looks good. Like, oh, I mean, like I showed up like 80% really. That 20% was inviting and following up. You still don't have a business. Like those still aren't, like if you're not doing the main thing, which is inviting, which is going to get people in the door, then that 79% doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter. Those are just the foundation for that 20% that does matter. So make sure you're inviting. And then I loved this one. I have heard this analogy before, but I didn't know it came from him. Think about a big goal in your life, like a really, really big one that Beachbody could help you hit, and then create 5 steps to get there. So like an example would be like, let's say diamond. Diamond is your goal. So 5 steps to help you get there. Step 1. Okay, so I'm going to create this right now off the top of my head. Step 1 to get there is to turn in my bat, or just make sure I get 100% of my bat done 6 days a week. Okay, step 1. Step 2 is to recruit 2 coaches in 2 weeks. Step 3, so that's going Emerald. Step 3 is recruiting 2 more coaches in 2 weeks. So that's going Emerald again. And like you just create these steps until you're a diamond. And so what I love is like you can't worry about step 2 until you've done step 1. So it breaks it up to where it's not like just this big scary hairy goal of diamond. It's no, I'm just doing my bat. No, because I did my bat, I'm enrolling 2 coaches every single month. And that's just, I mean, it's just like, if you can just break it down like that, I don't know. I just thought that was really massive. Like you could do that even with the Success Club trip. Like if that's your goal, the Success Club trip. So you sign up for it or you opt in for it, and you know that you need to have, I think what is it, like $1,300 to cover it. And so that's X amount of Success Club points. So the first quarter I need this many, the second quarter I need this many, and then you can break it up into those 5 steps. Just a really cool way to reach your goals. So if you have a specific goal in Beachbody, which you should, break it down into 5 steps. And then the last one is get insanely good at key skills. This is, which I'm already going over time. I'm so sorry, you guys. You need to get really good at key skills in this business. So like you can't sit there and go, well, I'm just like really bad at writing. Okay, well, get good at it. Like, this is not one of those things where you can just go, oh, I'm just really bad at this, this, and this. So I'm just going to ignore that and then just do these things. The insanely hard thing about this business is like you have to work on those skills because it's your business. And if you don't work on those skills, then your business will never have those skills. So figure out what you suck at and then fix it or get better at it or take a class on it or ask for help and just see if maybe there's just like one little tweak that you could do. Or, you know, even if it's like for me, like I'm so bad at Instagram, I'm just so bad at it. Well, Lauren, guess what? There's a plethora of things out there that you can do to learn to get better at Instagram and figure out hashtags. It's not hard. It's not hard. You just aren't doing it. Like you just kind of have to kick yourself in the pants and figure these things out. All right, moving on. Habit 5. You are, again, you're a leader now. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. You are now going to teach people how to think, challenge people to grow, and role model the way to do that. So, I mean, really, that's all I have to say on this one. So, and one thing that you can teach people how to think is your challengers. Like, I wanted to always take this back to like our challengers and our coaches that we mentor. So, teach people how to solve problems, teach them how to think, teach them how to. And when I say that, I mean like I don't want girls to be to think that food is evil. So, I'm teaching them how to think. What would happen if we tried moving you up to plan C instead of plan B? Or what do you think about trying maybe some more weights in your workouts instead of just cardio? Maybe you need to try to like choose one program and stick with it. Like you are teaching people how to think. The next one is challenging people how to grow. This is honestly, and to be very honest with you, the best way to challenge people to grow is to just role model it for them. I can't expect my children to ever load the dishwasher if I'm not loading the dishwasher and showing them how. Like it's just a genuine like this is a cause and this is an effect. So you want people to show up for their workouts, show up for your workout. You want people to do their meal plan and actually get results. Why don't you actually do your meal plan and then get results and then show them the way? And explain to them the things that were hard during that meal plan, the things that you didn't expect, how you bloat in week 2 and you kind of start to panic, but then it all goes away again in week 3. Like you have to role model the way so that you can like forge the way so that people even see the path that there's even a path they can take. So yeah, again, welcome to being a leader. It's hard, but it's really fun. And the last one is demonstrating courage. So again, being a leader takes a lot of courage. This is not easy. Nothing that we do is easy. If you're on this call, you've chosen a hard thing just by being a coach, which is super awesome. And I want to commend you all for that. But you have to continue to keep choosing courage every single day. And one way is to honor the struggle. There are a lot of times that I want to, this is so funny and it's actually embarrassing. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I don't want to do my running today, or I don't want to do this or that, or blah, 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 whatever it is, even the workout. Like, I don't feel like doing my workout. Welcome to being an adult. Adults do the things that they don't want to do because they know that it's good for them. So that's why I do the things. That is honestly what has always kept me doing things. Like, I don't want to change. When my kids were little, I did not want to change their poopy diapers. Like this little sweet dude in here, I'm excited to snuggle him. I do not want to change his poopy diapers. But adults do things that have to be done. They just do. So I'm going to change his poopy diapers. We don't complain about it. Now, sometimes we do, but we just don't complain. We just do it. And this is where, again, going back to habit 2, this is where you bring that energy. You bring the joy. You just figure out why it's fun to serve people, even if it's changing their poopy diaper. Okay. So at least I get to spend time with my kid while I change his poopy diaper. You can totally turn around a situation with your attitude and your energy. The next thing is sharing your truth and ambitions, which I've covered, but not covered. Do not, for the love of Pete, play small or lower your value to fit others' vision of who and what you should be. Let's see if I can find this. So This is an excerpt from the book that I'm just going to read to you guys, and you just take it for what you want. Do not dare play small, my friend. Do not feel guilt because you have high aims. Those dreams were seated in your soul for a reason, and it is your duty to honor them. Do not hold back in life just to comfort or placate those around you. Holding back, I'm going to cry. Holding back is not humility, it's lying. If the people in your life do not know your true thoughts, feelings, needs, and dreams, do not blame them. It is your lack of voice or vulnerability or power, not their lack of understanding or ambition, that is building the barricade to your potential. Share more, and you'll have real relationships that can support you, energize you, and lift you. Even if they don't support you or believe in you, at least you lived your life. At least you put it all out on the table. At least you honored the hopes of your heart and the calling of your soul. In your full expression lies your freedom. My friend, your next level of performance begins at your next level of truth. So, I don't really need to follow that up with anything, but stop living the way you think other people want you to live. Because to be honest, they don't really care about you that much. No one is going to bed across town going, man, I wonder if, Lauren is, holding herself down. Like, no one cares about my dreams except for me. So I have to be true to them. All right. Do not, and again, don't play small out of humility, because that's lying. Can I be honest? I'll be very honest. I didn't want to post my transformation pictures. Well, the one with the bikini bottom was one thing, because that just booty cheeks make me nervous to post. But the just sharing my transformation is always a little bit hard for me, because I know there's going to be people out there that are like, man, who she thinks she is? Like, I'm a mom too, and I've actually had these comments hurled at me before. Who does she think she is? Like, she's making all these other moms feel bad and blah, 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 blah. And the reality is, like, if they want to look at it that way, let them look at it that way. But the honest truth is, I'm trying to show them what's possible. And so if I don't post those transformation photos, then I'm lying. And I have, without realizing it, I've always looked at it that way. Like, I don't care what these naysayers say about me when I'm helping these people, because those transformation photos have helped more people than they've made mad. And that's just, I'm just going to keep doing it. And then the last thing is find someone to fight for, which honestly, that goes right into those people that I was just telling you about, that I post those transformation pictures for. What's a noble cause to fight for? I'll tell you what the noble cause to fight for. It's the very woman I used to be. It's that woman that was lonely and isolated and thought she was a loser and thought she was the worst mom in the world. That is my noble cause to fight for. And that is who I keep trying to reach every single day when I make these posts. So figure out who, and this is, I mean, that's your avatar. Find someone to fight for. And then if you guys can do all of these things that I said tonight, your social media game is going to not even be hard. Like, you're going to always have something to post about. I feel like this whole book, every day that I finished reading it, I was like, well, gosh, that's like a week's worth of posts right there that I can share about, like, who I'm looking for and who I'm fighting for and all these things. So I just want to really impart to you guys, because I know I went like 10 minutes over, just that you really are leaders. And I know some of you probably don't see yourself that way, or it kind of embarrasses you to think of yourself that way, but you are in a diamond internship because you felt something that I read on my phone just a second ago. You felt that dream, you felt something seated in your heart. Maybe you genuinely don't care about rank. Like, let's just assume that for a second. But you did still join for some reason that pushed you to be in this group. Maybe you're tired of maybe you're tired of being that coach that just always kind of scoots by, and you're like really actually ready to commit this time. Like me, again, recommit to a program and actually show people what's possible. Maybe you're here, I don't know, something pulled you into this diamond challenge. It is only, I don't care what kind of failure you might be feeling about something in your business right now. It is only April 22nd, I think. April 22nd. We have a lot of days left in this month. We really do. It's not over. You are not out of the game. You're not even in the final quarter yet. So just, I want you to really think about who you are, why you are here, and who you're going to fight for the rest of the month. And that's going to fill your challenge groups. That's going to fill your team. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for hopping on tonight. I love you guys so much. Seriously, it's because of you guys that I even restarted my own fitness journey halfway through my pregnancy. So like, you make me better, and I hope that I can do the same for you. But I will see you Saturday in our coach sneak peek. To remind you, just a quick reminder, we are still doing the coach sneak peek. All you have to do is jump in and share your story if you want to take part in that. You don't have to take part in it, but you totally can. That's it. All right.